3 years ago, I was broke, burned out, and I was desperate for change. And I discovered Dr. Joe Dispenza's work and went all in. 1,095 days of unbroken daily meditation practice. I did everything right. Pineal gland meditations, heart coherent exercises, mental rehearsals, all of it. I was his perfect student. Dr. Joe, you would be proud. But something wasn't clicking. My results were up and down. Some manifestations would work brilliantly while others seemed kind of impossible. And I was going crazy. I kept thinking, what am I missing? Why isn't this working consistently? Then it hit me. After analyzing my successful manifestations versus my failures, I identified one neurological principle that was present every single time something actually manifested in my life. And it wasn't what Dr. Joe or anyone else was explicitly teaching. Because what I discovered changed everything. When I focused exclusively on this principle, my manifestation success rate improved and it increased. The difference was night and day. But the crazy part was, it is more simpler than all the complex techniques that we have been taught. Now, I'm not here to sell you on manifestation, because if you're already watching this, you already know that it works and you're already doing the work, whether it's Dr. Joe's work or visualizing, affirming. But if something is still off, I want to tell you that's exactly where I was. So let me save you 3 years that it took me to figure this out so you can have consistent manifestations just like what I am now. But it was in 2020. The world was falling apart. Everyone remember that? I was sitting in my apartment that I could barely afford, staring at my bank balance of $237.47. Not exactly my dream life, huh? And I tried everything. I was working 15-hour days because, Tony Robbins told me to. I was doing productivity hacks. Even those weird binaural beats sound like, like try to raise your frequency with that. Nothing was working. Then I stumbled upon Dr. Joe Dispenza's work. This dude is literally talking about rewiring your brain to create a new reality. And he had the science to back it up. Brain scans, working with heart math, like measuring the results of our hearts, testimonials from people who have healed from incurable diseases. I was sold. Ordered all his books, bought his meditations programs, maxed out my credit cards for his retreats. I was that guy. The one that goes all in, no questions asked. Every morning, 4 a.m., get on my meditation chair, spine straight, heart activation, activating my pineal gland, like my life depended on it. And for the first few months, I was pumped. The honeymoon phase, right? I felt different, felt more peaceful, more present. But then came the real test. Actual results in my external reality. Here's what I expected. I visualized clients appearing out of nowhere. I meditate on abundance, where money flows in. And I focus on my perfect health, my chronic back pain disappearing. Simple, right? But nothing was happening. 70% of the time, nothing was happening, and only 30% of the time was success. Sometimes things worked perfectly, like freakishly when I would visualize a specific client and then boom, they would DM me or email me the next day. I'd meditate on a specific amount of money and somehow that exact money would show up. But other times, nothing. Crickets. Oh, sorry, red. Red is crickets. Most of the time, nothing is happening. I do the exact same meditation with the same level of focus and emotion. Nothing would happen. And it was like the manifestation roulette. And it was driving me insane. Why is only 30% of the stuff I am trying to create working, but the 70% not? You know what's worse than getting no results? Getting inconsistent results. Because now you're stuck in this mind game. Was it me? Did I not visualize hard enough? Did I not feel grateful enough? Am I secretly sabotaging myself? That's when the ego gets you. It's not enough. It's enough to make you question your sanity. And that's exactly where I was after about a year of this practice. Because inconsistent results equals mental torture for me. Maybe the same for you. But then came a turning point. I was doing a heart coherence meditation. You know, where you focus on feeling gratitude and in love, making love to your heart, basically. I love that. And I was visualizing my ideal business, feeling the emotions of already having it. Okay? But then, this time, something different happened. Instead of just imagining it, using my conscious mind to imagining it like if it was like a mechanical process, it wasn't my thoughts. It wasn't even my emotions. It felt like my nervous system clicked. So I switched from mind into my body. Okay? But if they are not together, that is misalignment. And then suddenly I wasn't trying to manifest business success. In that moment, I was that successful business owner. I was in alignment with my results. I was in line with my identity, meaning my cells, my body wasn't hoping for success. It was operating as if success was already its reality. It lodged into my subconscious mind. And the next day, I manifested a $5,000 client from out of nowhere. No marketing, no outreach. It just appeared in my inbox saying, hey, they've been following me for a while and they were ready to work with me. At first, I thought it was coincidence. The shift always happens in your heart, not in your mind. I thought it was coincidence that they were reaching out, but then I started paying attention. Every single time I had successfully manifested, whether if it was money, opportunities, better relationships in my personal life, the same neurological shift had happened. It wasn't about visualizing, using my mind, but it was about using my heart. It wasn't about feeling grateful as well, but it was about the simple neurological state where my identity had already merged with my desire. So what is this principle? I call it neurological identity alignment. Okay? Identity shift, not just visualization, but your nervous system knows the difference. It knows the difference. It's the difference between someone pretending to be it and someone already having it. Embodiment. Now let me break this down in simple terms, because your brain doesn't actually know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined, right? That is Dr. Joe 101 right there. But here's what most people miss. Your nervous system knows the difference. Your nervous system knows the difference. Because your nervous system is constantly scanning for misalignment. Yep. The places where it knows your conscious thoughts don't match your subconscious mind, the subconscious programming. And when it finds that mismatch, listen carefully, it creates resistance. That's why you can't consciously affirm, I am wealthy all day. But your nervous system is programmed with lack. Like I was, lack and scarcity. You'll never manifest wealth consistently. That's why I always had 70% nothing and 30% results. Because when you try to override something, your nervous system, instead of aligning with it, your desired reality, it's going to pull you back. Think about it like this. Have you ever noticed how some people just seem to be luckier than others? Well, they're not working harder than everyone else. They are not even smarter than everyone else. Dare I say that? But opportunities just seem to fall in their lap. That is because their neurological identity, the way their nervous system is wired, is already in alignment with being fortunate, with being lucky. They're not trying to manifest success. They are simply operating from a nervous system that is already wired for it. Okay? Identity shift, not just visualization. And here's why most meditation practices, even Joe's powerful techniques, don't consistently work for people. They focus on changing your thoughts and emotions without rewiring your neurological identity. Even how they manifest, even how they cultivate gratitude or emotions is from the consciousness, from their mind. And they hop from technique to technique, trying the latest manifestation hacks, you know? It's inconsistent. Now, look, I'm not knocking any of these techniques or practices. They all have value, but they are tools, not solutions. The solution is aligning your identity with your desired reality. That is the solution. Okay? Aligning your identity with your desired reality. Let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that things you manifest easily are the things you don't doubt. The things that feel natural to you. That's because those things are already aligned with your neurological identity. The struggle comes when you try to manifest something and it feels foreign to your nervous system. Your conscious mind says yes, but your nervous system says, I'm so sorry, bro. Ma'am, that's not who we are. So there's a gap, there's a time and space gap, there's a big gap between your current reality and your desired reality. But how do you actually apply this principle? How do you align your neurological identity with your desired reality? It starts with understanding that your nervous system speaks a different language than your conscious mind. Okay? They speak a different language. Your conscious mind understands words, pictures, images. Your nervous system or your subconscious mind understands, listen carefully, sensations, feelings, and states of being. Now here's a practical, simple practice that I have developed, and it made a difference for me and my clients. And I call it the as-if embodiment technique. First, you got to identify something you want to manifest. Let's say getting out of $10,000 in credit card debt. Okay? Instead of you visualizing being out of debt, ask yourself, how would I feel, or how would my nervous system feel if I was already out of debt? Because I guarantee you, because I've been through it myself, you would be breathing differently. You know what I mean? Oh my God. There's like a sigh of relief. Your breathing is less shallow. It's more in depth and more full. Your posture would change. Your tension in the shoulders would release. You would move with more confidence and ease and joy for life, right? Don't just imagine these changes. Actually embody them right now. Change your breathing. Adjust your posture. Release the tension. Move with certainty, confidence, ease. And this isn't fake it till you make it. This is neurological reprogramming. Because you are teaching your nervous system a new way of being. An identity where you are in your desired reality. And the key here is consistency. Your nervous system learns through feeling and repetition. 5 minutes of embodying this state will create more lasting change than hours of meditation. I promise you. Because you are embodying the state now. Like one of my clients, Tanya, she was trying to get her business up and running. Nothing seemed to be working. We shifted her focus on neurological identity alignment. Instead of visualizing her having a successful business, she started to embody the state of already having a successful business. How would she breathe? How would she sit in her Zoom meetings? How would she interact with her family, her loved ones, right? She practiced this for 20 minutes every morning before she starts her day. And if you want the same meditation that she experienced as well, get it down. It's free. It's called the Quantum Leap into Your Future in the description. And 2 weeks later, an unexpected opportunity for her to become an equity partner showed up. An equity partner for an existing business. And it was two gentlemen from LinkedIn where she was never active. She never posted in. These two gentlemen she hasn't spoken to in 5 years. Out of nowhere, they offered her an equity partner. Offered her to be an equity partner for their business. Guess what? She didn't even have to build a business. That business came to her. And this partnership didn't just change her life, but it changed her whole family's dynamic. Their lives too. That's a sign this principle is working when manifestations exceed your conscious imagination. Because our consciousness is limited. Our conscious imagination is limited. Because your nervous system, when properly aligned, can attract opportunities that your conscious mind cannot even comprehend or even conceive. So if you've been consistent with your practice and inconsistent with your results, identity alignment is the missing piece. So stop trying to manifest what you want and start embodying who you would be if you already had it. Because that will collapse the gap instantly. Your nervous system is the bridge between your conscious mind and your subconscious mind and your reality. Because when you align your neurological identity with your desired future, manifestation becomes effortless. And this is not just another technique. This is the foundation that makes all other techniques work. And if this resonated with you, check out some of my life-changing resources I have to offer. The link is in the description below. And if you've had experiences with manifestation, whether it's successes or struggles, please share them in the comments below. I read every single one. And I'm fascinated by how these principles show up differently for different people, because they do. But you gotta remember, the gap between where you are and where you want to be isn't about what you do. It's about who you become. So align your neurological identity with your desired reality and watch how quickly your world transforms.